We are live.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a manly brew.
I know. So
Is it Grafeo?
I got one hopper full left from my last trip, so that's it. Unless I order some, I don't really order it online because it's expensive. But when I'm in town or when people,
where's your coffee
Is
from?
it cheaper in town, or just save the shop and the shipping?
Your prices are going up on your coffee.
Well, they're going up. It ends up being like $25 a pound. You know, it's a lot. I mean,
Yes.
It's a lot for every day. I usually get it twice a year. But sometimes when I have friends, my friend Brooks, my friend Karen's coming next week with her husband. They're staying here for a couple of days. So when they come up, they said, "Hey, can I
Nice.
pick up a pound or whatever and bring it to me?" But otherwise, Pete's French roast is good for that type.
What about Major Dickinson's blend?
Major Dickinson's blend's good. I just go with their French or their Italian roast.
I just get the dark roast at the Costco.
Yeah. There's other ones too, but you get
2.5
used to
pounds of beans. I think the most important thing is grinding your beans every time you make coffee.
I agree.
What is that a euphemism for?
When you piss me off, it's grinding.
Yeah, grinder. You know, I usually get the dark, but I think next time for now on, I used back in the day, back in the 70s when I first got into Grafeo, I used to get the half and half. So it's half light, half dark, and they mix it together. It's still all, it's not decaf. You can get a decaf, but that's, I think, the best blend. I think if you're starting out, don't go for the dark roast, get the light or do a mix. I think that's the perfect combination, the half and half.
All right, everyone. Did you write that down, everybody?
Yeah, I got that.
Don't mock me, Rob.
Listen, people like their coffee the way they like their coffee.
Of course. It's so subjective.
I swear, I used to watch this guy, James Hoffman, who's like a British, pompous kind of coffee dude, and he swishes it in his mouth. I always say, if you ever watch a Western and they're sitting around the fire and they pour out the coffee and it glugs out, that's what I like.
Yeah, you know, it's what you like. It's kind of okay. I'm going to compare it to records, to remixes. You know, I don't like the Beatles remixes, but partly it may be because for 50 years I've heard it a certain way, and it's interesting. But actually, I don't think, you know, just because everybody wants now, they don't like that wide left and wide, you know, left pan stereo. Oh, we should have our stereo sound like our fucking mono records. Fuck you.
Hey,
good morning.
As we get more people in here, I want to delay talking about this Chad article that was in the New York Times. And I think Mazzy had mentioned a while ago that Chad was doing things. Well, you know for a fact that he hired a publicist, right?
Well, I don't know. Okay, I'll clarify.
Okay.
Some of the records that he's collaborated putting out have been sent, not the records. I don't get records from him, but I've gotten things from publicists for his records. But it could be from the other side, like say Universal or Sony, whoever the partner is. Like for instance, Kraft is Bluesville. Bluesville is Chad and Kraft, and I get things from Kraft occasionally. So his stuff is being sent out. And I did get the PR thing for what was it? The one we were talking with Westman.
Well, but not to go too deep into all that and stay on the Chad thing. How do you get an article written about you in the New York Times? And I'm not trying to put out a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But as someone who's worked in the film industry, the New York Times is a big place, especially for entertainment related articles.
There's two ways, or two basic ways. Like the guy I've talked to the guy. I've been on his. I've been on streams and interviews with him. I forgot the guy's name. Right, Jeff Eggers from Washington Post that wrote a big article. Sometimes he can initiate a story. If he has an idea for his story, he pitches it to his editor.
but the editorial staff of any newspaper has all the power, and they direct their writers to write articles.
Yeah, there's definitely PR things. It just depends on
PR influence. And as a side note, I read the article on my phone, and I never saw so many in between the article there are ads. Now explain to me in a million years how a Prada ad works with the article about
but that's just the nature of the New York Times.
It's all geo-targeted. I don't need a Prada ad.
I got the Prada ads too. It's probably because that's in the arts and entertainment section.
I understand it, but we live in a world now where ads are geo-targeted to you based on your history. And
I've never bought any Prada product.
So let's get back to it.
I don't own any Prada.
Chad is he's an old school guy, to be kind of polite about it, but he's a caveman basically. So I don't think he would sit in a room trying to drum up ways to build his business. We connect in the world we live in today. I think he thought, my business is based on word of mouth and people telling people my records are good.
You know, since we're here and it's a small world and somebody's watching this and is going to tell Chad or tell someone who knows Chad.
Good for him. He doesn't give it.
Yeah. But I will say this, and I've said this before. I admire Chad. Chad and Fremer are two singular people.
We're not talking about how you admire Chad and Fremer.
No, but they held on to vinyl during the time when people didn't give a shit about vinyl. There are other people too, but you got to give them credit.
I'm not bashing what he's done. I'm just trying to say, how does a article in the New York Times make sense?
Here's the deal: 50% of everything that you see in the New York Times, 50% of everything you see on your local news, 90% of everything, all the editorial and record collector news, is PR. It's initiated by public relations.
Right.
And there are companies out there that tape these things constantly, and then they will sell you a tape of your company being mentioned on the news, or now they're going to get an offer for
I don't know in this thing.
Well, can we go back to the point I'm trying?
The point is that PR is, of course,
right, but I'm not challenging. Hold on, I'm not challenging any of the stuff you're saying. What I'm talking about is his need to make this happen. What is behind it? Because anybody with enough money can hire a PR firm.
Yeah, of course. Right. It's also good for business if he wants to get bank loans.
Again, that's the path I want to go down. Why does he feel the need? Why to do this?
Look, you and I are in similar parallel things. I represented these 8 photographers over the years. And I tried to get them featured in Communication Arts features, Photo District News, which was a major publication in the commercial photo and the photo industry. And I would send things to the editors and the writers, and depending on the magazines, the photo magazines, the contest, I would try to not just get them work from the ad agencies, but I would try to promote them. All of a sudden, you see Michelle Clement's name in the Photo District News every month. Then all of a sudden, art directors who are in New York or Chicago or Texas reading that will say, "Oh, I need to check out this person's work. I might go buy a record." I didn't read the comment, but apparently in the comments in that chat article, a lot of people were dumping on vinyl versus digital, which is kind of a.
But that's the drama. But that's the art of writing an article. You need drama there.
When that's the commenters. The commenters.
Whoa. Well, but the drama. I mean. Mazzy, you have people. On average, when you post a video, how many people comment?
I think he might have done it.
Let Mazzy answer the question. Hold on.
It depends on the video. Okay,
give me a number. Don't make it all.
No, I know.
It out.
Okay, 2 days ago. Comments? 2 days ago. Okay, I have 3,400 views on a record. I have how many comments? Something like about 80 to 100 comments. But sometimes I get hundreds of comments. Oh, here we go. No, I have 86 comments, 312 likes. On my OJC Craft, I have 32 comments. On my Pink Floyd, I have 112 comments. So I get around 100 to 300
on average, how many of those comments? I know you like to celebrate the negative ones, but the comments that are kind of critical of what you're talking about without being mean or anything.
Yeah. There's a handful. It depends. I
Right,
usually get.
I mean, it's a small percentage, but
Yeah, it's small. But I usually get more
let's-
people. They correct me if I make a mistake, rightly so, or they say you're wrong. These aren't the best records. Well, of course, it's an opinion.
Well, okay, so here's where my experience lies. Okay, know your fans. That's that. Know your fans. How many people that collect vinyl are readers of the New York Times? I don't know. I mean,
I read
serious
it.
vinyl collectors.
I read the liberal news media.
Well, no. How many people because this is the way you read newspapers. You don't buy a physical copy. You
I actually
to their
subscribe
digital.
to the
So
New York
how many
Times.
people in the vinyl community know about this article?
The New York Times is the
Everybody.
only online portal, news portal I subscribe to.
Well, okay, so the way my world works is the number one determination of success is word of mouth. The only way I knew about the article is because I don't read the New York Times. I don't subscribe to it, is because other people were posting a link to the article on social media. That's how I know about the article. So again, so let me just map this out for you and you can come after me or agree with me. The thought of doing an article by a prestigious publication, which I'm almost 100% sure Chad doesn't politically agree with. That's the ironicness of this.
Well, that's so yeah.
Okay, but it kind of it didn't fit into the way the information or word of mouth is communicated these days, right? The base of the New York Times subscribers and readers did not make this article pop. It was someone finding out about it, and then it got shared by word of mouth on
everything these days. Yeah, most people don't read the source. They read most people don't watch the Oscars, but they watch all the YouTube videos for a month after about the clips of all the shit that happens. They don't watch the event.
I won't say it's a puff piece.
Well, it is.
Well, but who are you promoting? The business?
Well,
the man behind the business.
Remember 2 years ago that Washington Post article that had the thing with Fremer and your friend Jim, the Better Records guy. Remember that whole article on all that?
Okay, so here's
who cares about that for most people.
Yeah, but it's two different things. That kind of didn't set the world on fire, but it caused a lot of people to pick sides and debate it and talk about it. That Washington Post article, and that Washington Post article came out of a real thing. Yeah. The MoFi debacle, right? This is strictly a promotion piece,
but
that a publicist got the New York Times.
Delphina's right. It's the simple answer is human interest. After all the bullshit news we read, we want to read something like that once in a while, a success story. And Chad is successful in his business.
Chad, what's the big deal? If Chad spent $10,000 or $1,000 to get this into the New York Times, I'm sure he'll get $1,100 back. He's not going to lose money.
No, I agree. I agree. But Jim, here, this helps you out, Jim. If I want to connect with record collectors, am I going to the New York Times to have an article written?
But that's not.
Or am I going to record collector news?
If you go to anywhere in the VC, and you try to get a subscription to Record Collector News, I will benefit from that. If the New York Times says, hey, you should subscribe to Record Collector News, even though it has nothing to do, it's not directed at record collectors, I would do proportionately better, because it's all about numbers, dude. Period.
Well, okay, let's stay focused. Mazzy, You want to
Guaranteed.
have a promotional article written about you and records. What big publication are you going to? Are you
Well,
going to the New York Times?
I've said this before, and
Yeah.
I'll say it again here. No, that's a good question, but you know, with that whole
hold on,
okay,
Chris, you don't. The evidence is the New York Times. He has the way
I
you
don't
get an
think he
article.
paid anybody.
Shush, Mazzy. The way you get an article like that written in the New York Times is from a publicist. Any interview you see from a movie of the actors is set up by publicists.
Okay, let me respond to that exactly.
They're all publicists.
You're
That's how it
partially
happens.
right. You're partially right. Every day or every other day, I get emails from 3 different publicist companies, okay, regarding music, concerts, music, and I get things from a bunch of the labels on the PR side, not just the general come and buy this record. I'm on the list now, and I didn't sign up for it. They found me, and because of YouTube, I'm on that list. Now, I get hundreds of these every month.
Hold on.
Wait, let me just finish this train of thought. I choose which stories or which records or which topics I want to feature. So yes, they promote it, but I choose the ones I want to showcase for my videos.
Hold on. I never said Chad paid to have the New York Times have the article written. He hired a publicist who made that happen.
I don't know if he did. Maybe he did.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a feeling he hasn't hired. I don't think.
Mazzy, shush. People, understand the point I'm making here. He hired a publicist to promote his company. One of the ways you do is a publicist hustles and gets the New York Times to write an article about you.
We don't know if that's true, though.
Well, this is
I would say even
my professional understanding of how
it could have been Universal.
So my question is,
or Sony.
So what? That's like that's what's done. So what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So what, Rob? Even if he did or didn't, good for him, man. Right on.
No, I'm not bad.
There's nothing negative about getting written up. And I mean, I don't know. I didn't read it.
Listen, I'm not. Stay on topic and stop adding shit that I wasn't talking about. I'm just saying how it happened.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're getting the right, if you're doing it to promote and build your business. In my mind, maybe not the New York Times.
Oh shit! Wow.
I don't know. This is my opinion, people.
Have
your own opinion. State your own opinion.
New York Times versus Record Collector News. Come on. The New York Times is a home run.
I've said this before. Some people don't like it. Some people like to have the quaint VC and let's have a party and let's enter, Ron's or Joe's contest. And I get that. I never, and it's not, I'm part of the VC because I'm here, right? But I never mention the VC in my videos because I want to expand my audience. Yes, the VC is a
the VC's Mazzy's dirty little secret.
But I mean, obviously that I do mention occasionally comes in, but that's not my main thing.
Oh, wait. Someone is saying the publicist exists.
Okay, there we go. But I want as many people as possible.
Let me know. I'll send you a link.
I want as many people as possible to watch my videos. So I try to present them for a larger audience most of the time, And people are saying they can't read it's behind a paywall. It's fucking right, a paywall. The people need to get paid. The writers and the editors, people need to get paid. Sometimes New York Times has teaser articles you can read free, but a lot of their big features are behind a paywall. It's not that expensive, but I know we're all used to getting free. Like we can listen to music free. People don't want to pay for artistic content anymore. They don't want to pay for news. They want, used to buy a newspaper. You don't want to pay for music. You don't want to pay for things. So I understand why they and every other thing. I mean, you can go to CNN and read probably most of the articles for free. You can go to Fox and read most of the articles for free. They get a lot of advertising on there. It's about advertising. Always has been.
Hold on. Hey, here's my point. Big Ian. why didn't Chad do this before? It's not like this whole process didn't exist for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
Well,
but he's one of the few.
I would say Chad. He probably that's why did maybe Chad has been doing this, and I mean, why would you think that he hasn't been doing this for 10 years? It isn't like the New York Times writes about records very often.
How many articles?
What's different? What's
do you know
different?
of written about Chad?
How many articles? Rob.
Yeah.
What's different than paying to put ads on Tracking Angle or on Stereofile?
I mean, no, I'm not. But that's not what I'm questioning.
Okay,
I'm not questioning.
But you know what it is. If you have a restaurant, you own a restaurant in LA, and you put an ad in whatever the newspaper is or online thing, it works sort of. When you do those stupid little videos of here's my secret restaurant bar in LA, Hollywood,
well, who
it
makes
does
those
sort of thing.
stupid?
But when you get a review,
that comment, Mazzy.
But when you get an independent review writing about your restaurant, like a food critic,
yeah,
and if it's a good review, you get 100 times more response than if you place an ad.
That's PR.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't buy, like in restaurants, I mean, I'm sure there are nefarious things, but you can't buy, in theory, a great restaurant review.
Here, I get a jillion emails a day from PR people. I look
a jillion?
I would say 200. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say 200.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at a lot of them and I forward them, if it's supposed to go into new and to do, or, hey, maybe we could do something on this. We don't do articles. We only come out 7 times a year. So we're not going to do an article on someone that doesn't have like a record coming out or a book coming out or some sort of thing that's going to push people into record stores to buy shit. It's all PR.
Hey, Jeb.
Yeah.
My PR person's going to reach out to you to do a puff piece on me.
Here's a good example. I've been getting, every once in a while, there's a couple of media companies that send me things for people who are coming to Seattle. We'd like you to review this show. I'm not really a concert reviewer kind of guy, but one piqued my interest, and I'm going to combine it with a new record because I like the artist, and it's Anushka Shankar, the daughter of Ravi, did the concert for George, half-sister Nora Jones. She's playing in Seattle next week. So I got a couple free tickets. I'm going to see her at the Moore Theater. And there's a third of a 3 trilogy album coming out right after that. So I'm going to probably do something on that, but I'm going to tie it in with the music. Because I chose to, out of the 50 things I get, that's one I chose to do because I'm interested in the artist.
A PR person reached out to you for this, right?
Yeah. One that I've that sent me stuff before. Yeah.
There you go. But that's all I'm saying. That was okay. That was my take by reading the article.
Did they go into Chad's background a little bit about his
troubled youth?
His troubled youth.
Yeah.
And Chad seems like the kind of guy to me who pulled himself out of some bullshit.
Yeah, but that happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have trouble.
Chad's story is very much like Ralph Lauren's story. You remember Ralph Lauren?
So Chad's real name is Lipschitz?
Lipschitz. Ralph Lipschitz bought out-of-date, like thousands of out-of-date men's wide ties, right? He bought these and he put his label on it, Ralph Lauren, went to like Neiman's and all the department stores in New York, Barney's and everything, and Macy's, and started selling them. And that's how Ralph Lauren grew. It's like Chad buying what, cutouts or promos or what cutouts, I guess he bought.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this was a good topic to talk about. That's mainly why I'm talking about it. But you feel free to disagree with me.
Yeah.
Just my whole thought went to fine article, tells you his story, promotes the company.
Yeah.
But why
can you imagine if someone did an article in the New York Times on the vinyl community? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And let's say this was 3 months ago, and they featured it around Rachel's morning stream, just for the sake of argument.
Hold on.
Right?
Hold on. Someone's attacking me. 100% yes. So what's your next question?
Yeah.
Yes. 100% yes.
But so if the New York Times did an article on the vinyl community and on this whole thing,
and I've been involved in the process of promoting stuff.
They would talk to all
So
of
what's
us,
your-
and they would do
what's your
little
point?
features. They'd pick maybe Relinda Murphy and Michael 45, maybe me, the Jazz Bums, Rachel Stream, whatever. And they
Okay.
feature. We would
Hold
get
on.
a lot of views because of that, and maybe
we get it,
subscribers.
Mazzy. Listen, pieces of vinyl. That's not why I brought this up. I understand. Please listen to the words coming out of my mouth. I understand how all of this works, whether I participate in it or not, or have created something. How long has Chad had a company? Over 40 years, right? Am I wrong about this?
About that.
Okay, now 40 years later, why does he feel the need to have a publicist and have an article?
We don't know. This hasn't been going on.
Hold on. That's my question. From a person who's an old school dude who argues with anyone who doesn't agree with him, Mazzy and I were part of a tongue lashing that he gave both of us because we didn't know anything. Why is this guy who fights? Hold on, Mazzy. Let me finish what I'm saying. Why does a guy who fights, kicking and screaming, feel the need to do this? Don't come after me because you think I don't understand how it works. I 100%. I participated on how it works. I supplied clients with information that allowed them to make a decision on how they spend their marketing dollars hiring people who promote their product. So I get it. I understand how it works. So if you want to come at me, choose a different way of coming at me.
Well,
there you go.
Rob, you're actually right. When I worked for ABC, part of my job for a while was promotion, right? So even a great album like Steely Dan's Asia, when I remember when Josie came out, I had to promote that single. We wanted to get it on the charts. You get your single on the charts. Steely Dan's a known commodity, but you still promote the fuck out of the record to get it played on radio. And that was always the case. Ever heard of West Coast Promo Man, that song about the Rolling Stones? The Beatles had Derek Taylor as their promo guy.
Hey, hold on a second. Mazzy and Jim, does this comment make any sense when it comes to me? I'm pissed off that Chad's successful.
Chad didn't insult Rob. He insulted me. And
he insulted me on that stream.
Okay, well, he insulted me by name.
But
so I get more.
Hold on.
Okay.
This was over 2 years ago. I've had plenty of time to start up a whole campaign bashing Chad. That's not what I did. So again, pieces of vinyl, pick another way. This isn't anywhere remotely close to the truth. I'm pissed off at Chad. Yes, I've made over the last 2.5 years, I've made it my mission to bash Chad. Show me all the proof of me bashing Chad. I'm pissed off that he's being successful. I buy records from him. Personally, I think he's kind of a dick. But I haven't made it. Hold on. I haven't made it my mission to bash him at any chance I have. So you're wrong on this. Go pick another thing to come at me about. That's wrong.
I've known Chad.
Wait. I got a question. The difference is Mazzy has made money off of Chad's bashing him. Really? How did I do that? Because I get views.
All the T-shirt money that you made.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that T-shirt is out of print.
Yeah.
I didn't make that much money. It's rare if you got the "fuck you, dude" T-shirt. It's out of print now. It's not available.
Here's my point. Here is my point. I'll say it again for all you people that have clouded minds right now. It's Chad's way or the highway. That's the impression I get from him. Right.
Not kidding.
Hiring a publicist to get an article written about you doesn't seem on brand for Chad. That's all.
Disagree.
That's my take.
I kind of disagree too. We don't know. I think he's not overt. The thing I'm surprised, and we've talked about that. A lot of labels will go and interact with people, aside from Chad interacting with Michael, or he doesn't interact with any of the vinyl community people. He certainly doesn't give out promos, at least maybe Michael Fremer, probably. But I don't think he sees the value in the vinyl community like most of the other labels now do that realize, yeah, I agree there.
That's
like they
where
should
you're
be
right,
sent
Matt.
these jazz things, the jazz bums, at least them. Okay, maybe you, Rob, but the jazz bums should get not every release, but a major release like that.
They're doing fine with people reaching out to
But
them to help.
I understand that, but Chad did that that kind of blue previous, whatever it's called. They should have reached out to the jazz bums on that. Did they?
All I'm saying is this. It doesn't seem on brand for him. That's my take. It's
we
mine.
interviewed the jazz bums. Okay, the jazz bum. Did they send you a promo after that interview, Chris? That would have been a nice gesture.
He doesn't give out promos, right?
Well, probably to Michael Fremer, or I bet you the big magazines get him, obviously.
I remember Chad back in the day when he was working at, he would work the marketplace at all the shows.
Yeah.
Hey, Chad, can I buy this? Can I buy that? Hey,
Ricks, you say I would never talk about his product if you were me, because if I like it, I don't care who makes it. I mean, I buy a lot of the products that Chad does. Now, as you know, I'm not a fan of the boxes, but I liked the Bluesville. I like the Prestige series he's done.
Yeah, but he's for those cases, he's being hired by the company,
right,
to make it. So he's not his
but
money.
I bought the first two Marley 33 UHQRs. That's the first partly because they're 33s. Even though I don't like the boxes.
Hold on, Paul. You need to be careful because pieces of vinyl will come after you for a comment like this. Your constant bashing of Chad is not appreciated by him.
But the owner basically said, "Don't talk about my product," didn't he? I don't. What is that in context? I'm sorry. When the contract, I don't know what that Rick's.
Okay, so if you get promos from vinyl companies,
but
if the companies don't give out promos, they're lame.
No, I don't say that. We don't say that. We just think it would be good for him to do that. I mean, I don't care,
hold on.
And I don't think they're.
Hey, everyone. Can everyone let me know when they're officially gaslit by me? Please.
It seems like a piece of vinyl
in the peanut gallery. Can you comment if my gaslighting has worked? Because I need to know. My publicist is asking.
Yeah. So if you're a record company and you want to get people to know about your record, don't send it out to anyone who might be able to tell people how good it is, because that person would be a shill.
We know that the people on YouTube now are a conduit to record buyers.
Hey, here, let me give you full circle. The person we all know who's very good at dispensing information that's supplied to him by publicists is Mazzy. Obviously, he's told you that he decides what he talks about. He doesn't talk about everything. He'll only talk about the things he can be positive about. He will not bash stuff.
And if I get it free, I let you know I get it free.
Right. Okay. So that's the person we know. You have a person right here who gets communicated by publicists, and that's what they do. They're doing their job correctly. So
no one offers money. They give you
what are you showing? The centerfold?
This is all new and to-do section of everything that's coming out, and all of this information is from publicists. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
Yes.
How would I know?
But you choose what goes in that magazine, though.
I make a choice of what I and a lot of times that's based on luck.
Remember, Jim,
here's some PR from back in the day. This is when I worked at the LA Weekly on Sunset Boulevard.
Is it a dirty thing?
No. So this is Frank Zappa in the mail to Jim Kaplan on Sunset Boulevard at the LA Weekly. And it was it's an ad for an 800 number where you could buy shit. Cool.
Remember all those press kits that now people are like to collect press kits and promo T-shirts, and I have a Hard Rain Bob Dylan belt buckle that Columbia gave me. That's the merch is. That's merch not selling. Promo stuff is what they used to do back in the day. They still do occasionally.
All these white label promo records were sent to radio stations or reviewers to review.
Record stores too. Yeah, exactly.
Record stores as well.
They wanted us to play it in the store.
Here, Cosmic Debris and Uncle Remus, white label promo.
Yeah.
This is sent to a record store.
I have a Wind Cries Mary.
This is all promo shit.
Yeah, hold on. Oakenfield, I don't mind being your publicist, but I specialize in gaslighting. If you're okay with that, I'll take you on as a client.
I have a hard time with that word. I can never remember what it means.
It means
lighting gas.
It means, well, it's
lighting your heat pump.
This is some sort of weird promo shit.
Doesn't the gaslight term come from the movie Gaslit Light?
Yeah, same. Here, Frank died. They put this out.
I don't have any of that stuff. Publicists don't like me.
There you go. Anyway, most of that stuff I bought here. I don't want to get political, but whoa. Hey, Chad has never given me the time of day. Chad has never spent a penny advertising.
Am I taking crazy pills? Did anyone call pieces of vinyl a Chad defender? Did anyone?
I've defended.
Or is he gaslighting us?
I think you were going after Chad.
Are you gaslighting me?
I think Rob was attacking.
Yeah, Chad. I've never gone after Chad ever.
I don't even think in this whole conversation I was going after Chad.
But yes, I did use his quote to sell a few T-shirts. I probably sold 60 T-shirts like with that thing on it. So I made a little money.
Chad's not like a corporate bullshit guy. It just is who he is. Blah blah blah. He never ever should have gotten up on with all you guys and done that thing.
You got to admire. He loves music, and it's great to have someone making records who loves music. And I'll leave it at that for me. Because a lot of people that don't love music that work for record labels, or there have been.
Hold on, dude, you're getting me 100% wrong. I wanted a topic to talk about. It's 100% my take. You can have a different take, but no one accused you of anything. This is I don't understand why you're so adamant about this. Is all about bashing Chad and blah blah blah.
Vinyl.
Do you have a relationship with Chad?
He's hangry right now.
Don't be angry about it.
Okay, Concert Buddy. This to me is that's the biggest mistake that they've done there. Their website is so outdated. It's so horrible. It's not user friendly. I remember about 2 years ago at the end of the pandemic, he did like a 20-minute PR video, really nicely done. I would have invested that money to revamp the website,
If it's good, now he knows you're thinking about him, Chris.
Want to see a record that has nothing to do with anything?
Chance, is that your topic tonight?
Be careful, but don't gaslight us.
This is Bojack. He's a Cajun musician. He died a long time ago. 10-year career. I think this may be the only thing he did.
What label is that?
Paul in my experience, yeah, but they're sort of not a reissue label, but they kind of get the U.S. rights to stuff.
His career was basically during the 90s. So there are CDs of his music, but very little was put on vinyl. Someone needs to reissue Bojack.
Who are you blocked by? You're not blocked by me. Your comments there. I'm not blocking.
Wicked Exile. I said that exact thing. Chad and Fremer were two of the beacons of vinyl that held onto it, and I give them credit for that.
Well, hold on. Can't we go back to a simpler time where we all agreed that certain people were bad and certain people were good?
I don't think that. Despite hanging around you, I think people think I think that. I don't.
I think Chad started off as a flipper, just like
he did.
Flippers.
Yeah. Well, he bought like cutouts, I think, or yeah. You know,
You know what, Rocket, you're welcome to come up here and bash me as much as you want. I don't think you're a bad person, but you seem to be very adamant that I'm doing something I'm not. Okay? If everyone go back to 5 minutes and 58 seconds and I'll agree with Rocco on his
That
point
does look
against
like
me
Boiler
and
Lake.
against him. I
Leland,
think
let
you're
me
going down a
respond to
road
Leland.
that I'm not traveling with you on.
Leland, do you think Michael 45 and Chad are still as tight as A1 Tour? My guess would be probably yes, because he sells his
They're in
records.
business together.
And I didn't watch his last video, but he said great, fantastic new. I saw the thumbnail records, and they were all new Chad Atlantic 75 or UHQR records, all Chad's records. So he is promoting the stuff he's selling. Nothing wrong with that, but just acknowledge that. That's the thing, you know.
Well, hold on. To be fair about this whole thing, Rocco, you seem to be kind of the only person on this island you're on. Other people are understanding my point. Okay. Chad's an old school guy. It's always been his way. In the history of his company, how many articles in the New York Times or other publications like that existed? Now this one happened. He's feeling the need to get a publicist and do this. That's the point. I'm initiating conversation, which we all been participating in, but you're the only one on this kind of adversarial side. You really are. There might be a few others, but you're by yourself. Other people understand either my sense of humor, but I'm just trying to have a conversation that initiates people watching. That's all.
Dave, to be fair, the reissues Chad mostly puts out are $35 to $40. Now, I know to most people or a lot of people that's expensive, but for a new audiophile like record, that's about a nice price. The $100 plus records I will quibble about, but the stuff that Chad puts out, the Bluesville are $35 or $33. That's a co-op with Kraft, Concord.
Rocco, let's just agree you don't understand my point and move on. Okay. But understand this. You're like the only one doing this. There's 172 people here watching. You, out of all of them, are the only one on this island. Either people get me, don't like my point, don't agree with it, but you're being adamant about this. That's all. That's all. That's the point now. It's not about Chad anymore.
Want to see some audiophile porn?
Okay, don't get me banned. Okay. You gave me a copy of that.
Is that Classics Records? Okay. What is that?
No, I think it wasn't. It was put out as a demo. So that's a 45. Danny Kaye is the first person who I heard talk about that. So this is Bill Henderson, who is an actor. If you ever saw City Slickers, he was the black father in that. He's a character actor, been in tons of movies, but he was also a very good jazz singer. And that I think was a demo. They did it to just proof of concept. No,
this is a Classic Records release.
Yes. I thought
it's 45 on one side, 33 on the other. One song, Bill Henderson live at the Times. Send in the Clowns. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it sounds really good.
It's a crazy sounding record. It's pure audio pornography. If you can find it, get it. Even the the originals and reissues of it are really, really good. But this is special. It's a special.
No, that's very good sounding. And when Danny Kaye talked about it, it was pricey. I don't know if it's still pricey for just a 12-inch.
Yeah, I don't know what it goes for. It was given to me. How about that? It was given to me. So that's a good audio porn.
Yeah. If you find that, get it. It's good.
Really
it's great
good.
Sounding. Would you call it demo quality?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was listening to it last night, switching out equipment.
Hey, I went record shopping yesterday and I picked up some records I will show. This gentleman just passed away last week. Bunky Green.
Huh.
I think he had a bunch of records on like Argo and Cadet, and then he decided I'm going to be an educator and kind of walked away. I think in the 80s and 90s he put out stuff. He was 89 years old. He did like 3 records for Vanguard in the late 70s. This is the best. This is a very, very good record. Who's on here with him? It's Bunky Green with Randy Brecker's very good. Albert Daly, Eddie Gomez is there. Freddie Watts. If you see this record, pick it up. It's good. Good jazz, yeah. Bunky Green's a great name. That was his name, and he just passed away. So rest in peace. I have not listened to this yet. I found a promo copy. I don't know how many lead records Matume did, but I always see him as a sideman on percussion on jazz records. But this is a sought after record he did. And I'd never had a Epic promo with the old Epic label. Do you have one of these, Bazzy?
I do have. I can't remember what I have. I do have one. Well, I have mostly Columbia, not Epic, but I do have one. I can't remember what title. Maybe a Donovan. I'm not sure yet. I don't know.
Hey, I'm trying to do a video. I've asked Tim, University of Vinyl, to do a video with me about Translucent QX. This is the Untouchables soundtrack. I think I might have sold one to Mazzy. That's really
a great
good
soundtrack.
Right. It's and
I have a CD.
Marconi did this, but this is not listed on Discogs as Translucent. I now have a habit, if I see an 80s pressed record, that I hold it up to the light just to see. And this is Translucent. So this is a great soundtrack anyway, but pick it up now because it's on that Translucent vinyl. It's really good.
I don't have that.
Yeah, it's not expensive. It's like an under $10 record, I think. Here's one, Mazzy. I've never seen this Joe Pass live at Long Beach City College.
I haven't heard that one either.
So this is from 1984. I haven't cleaned and listened to it yet, but there you go. I found 2 Sun Ra records yesterday. This is Sun Ra, Bad and Beautiful. This was reissued on Impulse when he signed a deal with Impulse. And these are like older records. I don't know if he approved this cover. Cool insert with the whole band there. I don't know when this was recorded. 1961, but this came out on Impulse, I think, in 73 on the green label. And then the Sun Ra Strange Celestial Road. This was on Rounder. What do you know about Rounder Records?
Rounder is kind of a rootsy. Grateful was Round Records. So Rounder was like a lot of rootsy acoustic guitar stuff. David Grisman, I think, did it. Tim Rice did some on there. Not Tim Rice, Tony Rice, and Norman Blake. A lot of acoustic music.
Well, they put out a Sun Ra record, so not in line with most of the stuff they did.
Very different.
This is a cool record. This is Ornette Coleman from 1987. The double album. One with almost his original quartet, but Blackwell passed away, so Billy Higgins replaces him. But it's Don Cherry and Charlie Hayden. And then his primetime group, which includes his son. And then I'm familiar with Burn Nicks on guitar. But here's in the inside, there's this almost original quartet, and then there's that new group. So I'm interested. I don't know this label. If anyone knows this label, maybe it was his own label. Caravan of Dreams. It's a cool label. So that's what I found yesterday. What do you? You're muted, Jim. Who are you talking to?
Here's what I found in my briefcase of. This is where I keep the nuclear codes. Here, we're going to get political. The Democrats' pitchman. This is Los Angeles Times Magazine, 1988.
Hold on. Their notes and tones has it. Rounder distributed Branford Marsalis. Did they do a lot of jazz music then? Or they just do those?
I didn't think they did. I mean, I guess they did, obviously.
Stuff from New Orleans, maybe Texas.
Hey, now, Fluffy, do you feel gaslit by my hidden jazz gems? By the way, if anyone would like to participate, just send me a
yeah, because Rob's getting bored with us. We have nothing else to say.
And no, here's Zappa's Universe. This is Cal Schenkel sent me this. Paid him, of course. This was not shill. I bought this, folks. And you can go to Cal Schenkel's website, which is shucks. I'm blanking on it. But go to Cal Schenkel's website. He sells Zappa art. Cal Schenkel, SCHENKEL. Check it out.
You almost come off like a shell for Zappa.
I'm a shill. Here.
Are you gas?
That's okay.
Still alive.
Who's that?
Not dead yet.
Ringo.
Why do you have a 8x10 of Ringo?
I don't know.
Who doesn't?
I don't know. I think maybe he was my favorite and it was on the wall.
It's even harder if you get one autograph because he hasn't been autographed in 25 years.
Not since CNN. So, yeah, I got a lot of Frank. Oh, here's a weird picture. And no one gives a shit about this.
Okay.
LA Weekly.
Who's that?
Me and Jay Levin. Jay Levin was the founder of the LA Weekly.
Wow, you really looked like a douchebag.
Yeah.
You had a skinny tie.
Yeah, I had a skinny tie. I had a pen in my breast pocket. I don't know if I was sober or not in this picture. Might have been not because Jay was one of my biggest customers.
Hey, I'm doing my publicist job.
Yeah, Royce.
Everyone go to Royce's. Royce, put up a link.
Royce knows more about Zappa than I do. So does there's 3-4 guys out there that know 10 times more than I do. Here, Magic Finger, more 45s.
Hey, Rocco, wait till the piece comes out about me in the New York Times. You'll understand how I find all these records.
Hey, I had a piece come out about me in the LA Times years ago, and my phone rang off the hook.
Yeah. Was it a murder article about a murder?
It was an article about an antitrust lawsuit involving 2 newspapers, and I should not have opened my mouth. Yeah, it didn't hurt me, but
yeah, you're a witness to a crime.
I gave a deposition in the federal antitrust lawsuit against, I think, New Times and
Jim.
Media.
Jim, I think I'm about to help you discover your kindred spirit.
Uh-oh.
Right here.
Yvonne?
That's his favorite song. I think that's Jim's favorite song too.
I can take about an hour on the Tower of Power as long as I get a little golden shower.
Was that on Joe's Garage or Chic Your Booty?
Chic Your Booty.
Okay.
Hey,
I always get those 3 confused.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna give you an insight hanging out with Jim.
Jewish princess?
If you spend an hour or 2 with Jim, this phrase might be uttered more than once. Hey Siri, play Bobby Brown.
Oh shit! You just
I did
my Siri got hot for a minute.
Very nice.
But didn't recognize
you know what my Siri did? It played Bobby Brown from those,
Yeah, Chic Your Booty. Chic Your Booty. So yes, Frank wrote some interesting songs, and
Hey,
I love the fact that Bobby Brown was a big hit it was a disco hit because they didn't know the lyrics in
hey,
Germany.
by the way, can I tell you here? Okay, now I'm going to give you another thing to hype on, and I'm going to gaslight everyone with this. When a company has great customer service, I am the first person to come on any way I can and say excellent customer service. Okay. So, like Humming Guru, excellent customer service. You can think whatever you want about their product, customer service, A1. Sam Records. So they put out the Sun Ra, these reissues, and Mazzy has them. And I ordered them and paid for them. And he obviously got inundated. There were 500 of each. He had website problems. He's a one-man operation, but he just responded to my emails, and I'm happy with him responding. Good customer service.
I want to do a shout out. Michael P. Dawson is on the chat.
Yes,
I
he's a
love
good guy.
Michael. Good
Yes.
guy. The best voice in the VC. Good morning, Friday. Like if I wake up at 4 a.m, Friday mornings, I put
Really?
my iPad on. It's Michael P. Dawson's features. I love it. I love it.
Hey,
Yeah, I agree. Zappa fan is kind of a personality statement, and that's unfortunate, but it's
hey,
true.
Michael P. Dawson, did you listen to the record you picked up from me? Let me know.
What did he
Was
pick
it
up
good?
from you?
This really excellent record from John Abercrombie. It's called Friends.
Oh, didn't he show that recently? He
I
might have.
showed it because I have it and I found a copy. It is very similar to Hot Rats, I think, but it's a fusion record. But it's the most rocking out that I've ever heard John Abercrombie.
You know, Michael's into that old kind of out there proggy avant-garde crap that the kids are into in 1969, 71, and all that. I'm kidding. I like that stuff too, but he knows a lot about it, and he's a musician. I have 2 of his records, I think, 2 or 3.
It's an awesome record, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah.
Public relations, PR.
See, PR. Yeah. Who is that?
Gino Vanelli.
Oh, it's the Stones. And
It's
who else?
Nick and Keith, and what's her name?
Is that Hall?
Yeah,
Jerry Hall.
they did a A&E.
What album cover was she on?
This is about a A&E biography piece.
Jim, what album cover was Jerry Hall on?
I could not answer that.
Siren by Roxy Music.
Really? Wow, that's her.
Blue tinted one.
Yeah, I know.
It's a Siren on the rocks.
The amount of time I spent holding that picture up with one hand.
Hold on, Rocco, you talking about that record? Everyone can get it.
Didn't Jerry Hall marry one of the Fox people? The dad, or what's his name? The Murdochs.
Did she? Didn't she have a deal with Rod Stewart? She'd been with everyone, right?
No, Rod Stewart. I don't think Jerry Hall was with Rod Stewart.
She was with someone else that was.
Rod Stewart had a lot of beautiful girlfriends, but it wasn't Jerry Hall. It was one.
Here's KHJ.
Rupert Murdoch. Thank you, Ian.
93 KHJ. Hall of Fame.
She was with someone else, Tom, too.
She was with Jagger? Okay.
Was she with Elvis Costello? And Brian Ferry?
I never.
Well, Brian Ferry was with probably every woman on the cover of.
I never had sex with her. Okay, never. As a matter of fact, she couldn't even look at me. I think she was intimidated by my man.
I never met Jerry Hall. No. Thank you, Mike. Mike.
You know what? When Jerry Hall wants to slum it, she knows where to go.
She can't even look at me because she's intimidated by
your aura. I've never been attracted to Jerry Hall, though. For some reason,
I didn't think
now,
she was all
what's the woman that does the accent on Tonight's the Night that was dating Rod Stewart?
What?
On the
There's a
song
female-
Tonight's the Night, she talks in French, the real sexy part.
I don't know that part of the song.
Yeah.
Is it only on the album?
It's on the single. No.
It's not on the
Britt
single.
Eklund. Yes, thank you.
Okay. She was with everyone too.
I may have had
Britt
sex with
Eklund on Rod Stewart.
possibly. I'm not sure.
Elliot, I think Jerry Hall, is she in her 70s?
Remember these?
Yes.
Flexi?
What's that from?
Keyboard Magazine, Guitar Player Magazine.
All right. What's the music on there?
Oh, Zappa. This is Zappa.
Listen, I don't even know if you've ever legitimately left a comment that's in line with anything we're talking about and imparts information that we didn't know about. Let's see if you. Why don't you see if you could do that, Rich?
Rich is a half hour behind. Here's Paperback Writer and Rain. Oh, well.
Hold on 1 second. This disaster happening. I had a huge seepage in my music room last night. I hate the rain.
Oh, no. I hope your records are okay.
Do you have to call someone? You know who else has that? Vinyl Piper. Vinyl Piper and me were supposed to hang out yesterday. You want to hear the lamest excuse ever given to someone? Rob, I can't hang out. There's a leak and we're going to have a downpour of rain. I need to stay home. Most people just put look, if I was going to hang out with Elliot and he was having a water seepage, he would say, Rob, I'm having a water seepage. I'm just going to put a bucket on the ground. I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah, we got a bucket.
That would be what Elliot Cruz would say to me.
Why did I do that?
Well,
here's something I picked up recently.
Mazzy, don't do that. It'll get the stream taken down. Stop.
Well, Britt Eklund does her sexy voice on that song.
All right. Thank you.
French.
Send a link to people in the chat. I don't remember someone talking French in that song.
Je m'appelle Jean Clooney. Anyway, I don't have any more records. Well, I do.
You know, Rob, you were the who won the best actor? What's his name again? Adrian Brody. Did you notice he threw away his gum at the beginning when he walked?
That dude is so pretentious. It's not even funny.
Well, I like Adrian Brody.
Okay, so Mazzy.
Oh my God, he talked for 8 minutes.
Hold on. Mazzy, what was your number one complaint the night of watching the Oscars?
Well, they cut off the end, but that's not his fault.
His speech went too long.
Yeah, but when you're doing a live stream of a live event, like a football game, you don't know if it's going to cut off at.
The thing about Adrian Brody's speech, though, was that it was terrible.
Well, that's beside the point. He won.
No, it's not.
I don't think they should cut people's speeches off like right away unless.
Oh yeah, here's another douchey thing about him.
Yeah, he's dating. Sherry can't get over that either. She keeps bringing that up.
I always go back to a David Spade joke. I liked it better the first time when it was called The Pianist.
You know, when you're an actor and you're up there, all the power to you. Believe me,
Well, he probably didn't make.
You got to have an ego to do what
But see, here's the thing about winning an Oscar for him, who he's had a career. He really hasn't done a lot that has made him a leading man, but this will give him an opportunity. It's not like he's been in Hollywood jail, but this will give him an opportunity because he couldn't have made a lot of money making that film.
Right.
But
and also all the films he's done for
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson films. He did do Predator 6 or whatever.
Guaranteed he will never get another Academy Award after that speech, ever.
That's the wrong reason, but I'm fine with him.
Killed the show. He was boring.
I probably would have given it to Timothy, but this time, but you know.
I saw John Wayne last night in a episode of I Love Lucy.
Okay.
Okay, where'd that come from?
Well,
Did Chad's publicist tell you to say that?
No, someone mentioned John Wayne in the chat. You guys don't pay attention. Marcus Thompson. Nobody criticized John Wayne for making the same Western movies over and over.
Hold on, Tom. You have seen The Brutalist. It was called The Pianist.
Do you think I asked for a 9-inch pianist?
Oh man,
you're the size of a 9-inch pianist.
Where's Elliot? Is he here?
Yes. Well, he's
probably trying to get through New York Times.
Elliot knows Rounder Records.
He's going to get some buckets to take the seepage from the sale.
Here, look at this. John Mayall, Charlie Musselwhite, Mark Hummel, and Lee Oscar. The Blues Heart Blowout, baby. That was fun. 2000. That's not even long ago.
Is there a piano in The Brutalist? Honestly, I don't even know what The Brutalist is about.
You really don't?
I assume it's about Jews and war and things.
It's not about, well, it takes place as people have to leave Germany and leave their countries in Eastern Europe.
World War II.
And the character is an architect, a big famous, or not famous, these brutalist buildings in Germany and Europe in the 1940s. And he flees Germany, comes to America and starts from scratch. He's a nobody in America after being a big kind of known and successful architect. So it's about an artist. It's about arts. And he starts doing things here. And I haven't seen it yet.
It must be a fascinating movie, but honestly, Mazzy, I fell asleep halfway through your explanation.
Well, I've heard the first half is incredible and it kind of flounders, but it is but I don't mind long movies if it tells a story. So, and there is an intermission in it. So,
oh God, an intermission.
Well, why not? And it was only made for $10 million. $10 million.
Okay. So I picked this record up thinking that somebody wanted it, and now they don't. And the vinyl's in great shape, but do you know this album, Mazzy? The Fox?
No.
This is a prog record. This is probably
That's
a third.
Michael P. Dawson.
It's probably a third pressing, but the original goes for shitloads of money. This version, $20 or more. Check out the label. It's on. Here's the band. Let me make myself big. There's the band. It's these stupid digipacks, which are dumb. But the vinyl's in beautiful shape. Do you know this label, Mazzy?
Keep it steady. I don't think so. No.
This is Crew Records. Does anyone know this band? Let me know. They're a prog band. Dana has this. He has an original. Yeah. How much did you pay for the original? That thing's like $800 record. This is not a 50-cent record, Fluffy. I don't appreciate your nasty.
I said, did you find it for 50 cents?
No. I found it for less than it goes for.
Okay.
It's not a 50-cent record.
I think you should do a whole prog video someday, Rob.
Really don't have much prog. And prog's a weird thing to me. Because some people describe like fusion, some jazz stuff is proggy, so I don't know.
It's not. When are you going to do your Roy Ayers tribute video?
I only have a few Roy Ayers records. Hey, I found this yesterday. Lou Donaldson. Good gracious. This is good. This is a 1997 pressing. It sounds really good.
I got something nice from Harry yesterday.
How can
Oh no. What is it?
Raji? How can brutalist architecture be highly flammable when it's mostly concrete?
My wife has some that's like sheet metal sculptures. They're like weird sheet metal things.
What is sheet metal?
My wife has brutalist sculpture art.
I'm talking about buildings. It's usually heavy concrete structures.
Hey,
The
hey,
sculpture.
can everyone congratulate Rich on leaving a comment that is not an attack on me and is adding to the conversation? Can everyone just give him a round of applause?
Let's give a hand for Lemmy.
All right, Dr. Roberts here to show us records we don't care about.
It's curtains for the doc.
I do the same thing. I have one more record.
It's my feeling that Dr. Roberts in search of the right place to do a live stream from in his house. I don't think we've ever had this.
That's a good background, actually.
We're actually in San Francisco, and we're in a hotel.
Wait, you're at the Monaco? No, you're at the Kimpton.
You can tell by the curtains.
It's the Marcotte.
You made the biggest mistake you can make on a live stream with Mazzy on it. Uttering the word San Francisco.
Okay, walk out of your hotel lobby.
No.
Go right down the hill on the side of
See
the
what
Fairmont.
you did? Mistake
on the side of the
one.
Fairmont is the Tonga room.
Right.
Go to the Tonga room.
We were there the last time we were in town. We didn't go last night. We only came down yesterday.
You can get like a big drink and a pineapple with an umbrella.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was like,
Dr. Robert, do me a favor.
I'll try.
If you're going to mention where you are, just say no, Cal.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I get it. That's okay. You know, I think we might see that guy V Vale. He does research. He had Search and Destroy and then research.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an editor and author.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if downstairs in that little courtyard where the taxis drop you off at the hotel, that's where they filmed part of the beginning. I don't know the beginning, but Dirty Harry.
Right.
When Robert Duvall picks up he's a taxi driver. He picks up someone right there.
Hey,
okay.
Craig's here from Analog October Records. He owns his own record label. Craig, can I ask you a question? When is the article in the New York Times coming out about you? Thank you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the beginning of the stream.
Did you guys discuss that already?
Yes, it went crazy.
I love that orange background. I think today Dr. Robert has the best setting. Seriously, I'm serious.
You see how my hat matches?
I like the angle, shooting up with those curtains. That's really a great frame.
Well, I'm still using my cell phone because I can't get my fucking laptop. I can't get the thing. I'll work on it between now and
I don't understand why. The only issue would be that it's not connecting with your camera and microphone.
I just don't know. It's not coming through on my email. I try to email it and it doesn't work. So off my phone.
What do you use, an Apple laptop?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There's messages. Go to messages and text yourself the link.
Oh, okay. I'll try that. But next time. For now, this is good.
Or text it to your Instagram and then open your Instagram on your laptop and then copy it. Or just so many.
My Instagram. Okay. Well, there's so many options. I'll see.
Hey,
I praise you for your backdrop. That's about it. We're stopping there.
Yeah. Okay.
I talk about Harry's music real quick. Harry might be watching now because it's late, and I want to thank him for sending me this.
Hold on, let me make you big. What is it?
This is the Hamilton Face Band. Ain't Got No Time. And I don't know what year it's from. It's a promo DJ, white label.
Cool.
Very nice. Plays great. That's Ruth Underwood, the drummer. She
wow.
She went on to play percussion for Frank for many, many years.
Right, for Zappa.
And so now I have 2 Hamilton Face Band records. I didn't know.
No, hold on. Okay, Rocco, I'm requesting, please drop it. So here's what my point was. Out of 172 people, you were the only one going on about this. That is the truth. I said, whether people agree with me or not, you're the only one on an island by yourself. Over. It is done. Chance, stop talking to him about it.
Anyway, I want to thank Harry for this. Completing the Hamilton face.
I don't know them. That looks cool though.
And Ruth Underwood, I mean, if you don't know who she is,
No, I do.
she was Frank's percussionist, and there's some
Right.
YouTube videos about her talking about Frank that are incredible. So check it out.
Cool stuff. Well, we're going over. Mazzy, you know Yoshi's, right?
Yeah, it's a Pikachu, right?
In Berkeley.
Yeah,
I mean, Oakland.
I think
It's in Oakland now.
Yeah, it's in
The
Oakland.
last show I saw there was Van Morrison right before the lockdown.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever been in it. I've been by it a number of times, but
It's
I-
still open?
Jack London Square.
It's a
Yeah.
great
Still
place.
open?
The sushi bar and a club.
It's a great
Yeah.
place.
well, we're going, and actually Booker T. Jones is playing there tonight.
Oh, how fun.
That's his autobiography. This is kind of cool. I was reading some of it. I hadn't really read it until yesterday. It's really just snippets, but it's very interesting. It's just like recollections. But you guys will be happy to know I will also have this stack of record covers.
Oh,
And,
God. You're really going to do that to him? How old is he now? 85?
something like that.
Why can't you just bring like 2 records?
Well,
Hey,
and
Mazzy,
I've
do you want to have a friendly wager?
here's-
Tomorrow morning.
Can't you make me big?
Okay, tomorrow morning, Mazzy. Do you think we're going to hear that Booker canceled the rest of his tour?
We're gonna see.
Right?
I'm gonna have to record. I'm gonna record my Booker Jones tribute video today, so it's ready to go tomorrow.
Can you have these signed for me too, Doc?
Jesus Christ!
And maybe if you can, air them up in here. But
I predict we're going to learn that Booker T.
I don't
Jones
know.
wrist
You know,
fell off.
This record, by the way, this record is fantastic. This is really good. This is not that old.
I feel I'm a decent guy enough, but if I was an artist musician, some guy showed up with a dozen records to sign, I'd say, get the fuck out of here.
Well, here, let me just tell you one thing, all right? Because there is one aspect to it that you guys haven't calculated, which is that this demonstrates that I am like a devout fan because I've got this stack.
Or you're a great eBay flipper.
Actually,
no.
It doesn't, Doc, because you do it for everybody you go see.
Can I maybe speak for a moment? I have, besides all the Booker T and the MG's records, I have a bunch of other records that he plays on. So here's one. This was Otis Redding and Hendrix on the other side, 2 covers of the same record at the Monterey Pop Festival. And that was he writes about it in the book. So, it was a very important
How old
moment.
is he now? 82?
He's probably 80 something, 81, 82, something like that. He was like 16 when he was starting. So
I'll bet you, Doc, when
he was
you
a
bring that
prodigy.
up to him, I'll bet you he thinks you're pretty fucking cool.
See?
Doc.
And this one, Barcades.
Oh no, he's
Doc,
gonna
I
dig
can
you.
tell you. I
He's
can
gonna
tell
dig
you
you.
something that would make you stop doing that.
I don't know what it
A
would
guy
be.
who used to work for me was one of those people that stalked celebrities to get them to sign autographs.
I don't do that.
He was a disgusting human being. He
Well,
was
and
the
so
majority of them.
and the majority of what?
People that grab that shit.
Mm.
How about paparazzis? I got mixed up in some paparazzis once. I got knocked down.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, do you agree
No.
those people are disgusting human beings?
Autograph. Well, I would say that for every Dr. Robert when he presents his records, the artist goes, okay, that's a cool dude. But for every person like that, there are 9 assholes that are going to flip the shit. And then maybe try to copy them. And then try to copy it.
Okay. But this is the way they handle themselves. Hey, Brittany, come here, sign this thing. And she ignores. Hey, Brittany, you fucking bitch, get over here and sign these. That's the way
What
they
about the
act.
guys that buy like
I
a
don't act like
dozen
that.
Not you.
Stratocaster plates, the pick guards, and brings those and then buys cheap, strats, puts them on and sells those autographed strats.
Yeah,
That's
if
worse.
someone's
From what I
coming up to your
understand-
pick guards, you know what their mission is.
Yeah, of
From what I
course.
understand,
Yeah,
Ringo
well-
was at CNN being interviewed, and someone at CNN brought him a drum cover, a drum head to sign, and then that drum head was on eBay that night.
Right.
That Ringo never signed again.
Hey,
I've seen, I know
hold
stuff
on.
like that happens. But.
Hey, Chance, are you projecting? I imagine this is what you do at a Pearl Jam concert.
I had a friend who was a producer of the local
Thank you,
morning
Chance.
show
Thank you.
on ABC
Hey,
affiliate. I had a friend who was a producer, and so he would tell me when certain people were going to be on the morning show, And George Martin was going to be there when his book, All You Need Is Ears, came out, his autobiography. So I came down, I brought his book, and I met him, and he signed the book. I still have it. I didn't bring all, 13, 14 Beatle records for him to sign, but I did have him sign his book that he was promoting on that tour. And it was very gracious.
there
Yeah,
you go.
but that's what he's in for when he
Exactly.
does a tour.
I didn't bring like 12 Beatle records or 14.
Yeah, it
Beatle
isn't like Dr. Robert pops out of your dressing room with a stack full of
Right.
records.
I stood in line for an hour waiting for Zappa to sign my book. He was signing it.
Well, that's like a book signing at a
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different too.
So, I knew that you guys kind of had an opinion about this. I didn't realize how deeply this affected Wax and Mazzy.
We've all.
And-
It's not you, but you. We've all had a little PTSD from autograph hounds.
Well, I guess that's it. I don't know. So I was going to say, Jim, you know that name paparazzi? You know where that comes from?
It's got to be Italian.
It is. So have you ever seen that movie Roman Holiday with Audrey Hepburn and Cary
Oh,
Grant?
yeah.
And there's a character, and the name of the character is paparazzi, and he's driving around he's on his little motorbike with his camera trying to track down celebrities.
I used to have a little newspaper in Studio City, and Britney Spears was having lunch somewhere right around the head shaving time. And so it was right near my office, and I got my camera, and there were 10 guys there, twice my size. It was useless.
I've been around Britney Spears before.
I have too. I won tickets.
Mine was professional. What was yours, Dr. Robert?
So I took my daughter when she was 13. She was a huge Britney Spears fan, and she actually was in a school play performing as Britney Spears. And we went. Britney Spears was in town in Portland, and there was this radio station having this contest, and so we went there and threw our name in a fishbowl, and they pulled our name out and gave us backstage pass.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she loved it, of course.
And that's when your lust for attacking people with albums started?
I'm going to start doing this.
As we're there, kind of in the meet and greet line, it was very brief, but we're walking up to shake Brittany's hand, and so we get there, and my daughter is like gaga, and I just said, "Nice to meet you, sweetheart." I mean, she was only 16 or 13, I don't know. She wasn't that old herself,
What a
So
pig! You called her sweetheart.
I called her sweetheart, and so my daughter was like, "Dad, you can't call Britney Spears sweetheart."
I think that's an endearing thing. I think that's a generational thing too.
Totally.
My dad used to, yeah.
Okay, my dad used to call him sweetheart too, and he would.
Hey,
my girlfriends would come over and he'd tell him, "Turn around."
When people used to dump on
They
Biden
turn
or
around.
kiss, my father used to kiss my friends' heads, like European, my girlfriend, like in a nice way. It wasn't a creepy way. People
Yeah,
talk about.
it was creepy.
can I make a request, Dr. Robert, tonight? Can you record yourself calling Booker T his sweetheart?
Oh, for the love of God! But
How old is Booker T now?
well, we were talking about. I think he's 80 something. I don't know. He's got to be up there. He's either upper 70s or early 80s. I think
He put out a record about 10 years ago that's freaking great.
Yeah, no, he's been great. We saw him open
He's
for
80
Ray
years
Charles.
old. He's 80
There
years
you go.
old.
There you go. So We saw him open for Van Morrison a while back, and he's got. I don't know who's in his band now, but you can imagine everybody wants to play with him. So he's got a tight crack.
What?
Band.
What?
What?
He's got a.
No, not a crack band.
Hey, Mazzy. Could you tell my publicist that we had breaking news this morning?
The damage runs deep,
Mazzy, crack.
That's all I'll say. The damage runs deep.
Like it's right.
God.
It's not
Dr.
too
Robert,
late. It's not too late.
Do you know
for
a
therapy.
surgeon who could have your foot removed from your mouth?
It's not too late for therapy.
Doc didn't even get what he said.
No, I get it. It's not too late for therapy, friend.
Oh, God.
I'll be right here supporting you every step of the way.
Well, far out, man. Booker T. Nice.
Yeah,
should be fun at Rochester. I mean, at whatchamacallit?
Yoshi's. Yeah.
Fun.
No.
Yeah.
How big is Yoshi's?
I don't get the feeling it's real big. I think it's kind of on the order of someplace like Ronnie Scott's or
It's smaller. It's
Jazz Alley in Seattle.
Okay.
Like
when you walk into the restaurant. To the right is the Japanese restaurant, and then to the left there's like a counter, and you go through a curtain or a door, and that's where the club is. And the stage is to the right. It's maybe holds 300 people, if that. 250.
Right. Yeah,
maybe not right. Even that. I don't know. It's not a big club. And usually what happens is, like when Van Morrison, he played there 5 nights or 4 nights. They play like the old jazz clubs. You don't just play a 1 night and move on. You play like a 3 or 4 night thing.
Booker T's playing tonight and tomorrow. And some nights they have early and late shows too. But
are they doing? That's what I was going to ask.
Not tonight. I think he comes on at 8. I think it's just the one show tonight.
Are you having dinner there first?
Yeah, we got dinner first. Yeah.
Lovely evening.
Yeah,
lovely evening.
Yeah, it's fun. It'll be fun. So, yeah, that's what I got. I think I'm going to go to some record stores today, but we'll see.
I got a kid up there in San Francisco.
Do you?
Yep. 1 of 5. He's going to San Francisco State getting his master's.
Oh, cool.
That's my alma mater.
In nuclear physics.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's not a lightweight subject.
It's math. And he works at Berkeley Livermore Laboratory.
He would have got fired this past week or two if he was working in the nuclear thing now.
If he was
a government employee.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he said that if you want to make money, you go into nuclear engineering. Nuclear physics you wind up teaching.
Right. That makes sense. Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
But
kid's got hair down his ass and he plays in a punk rock band. So
cool. Well, Berkeley Livermore. So there's 2. The Lawrence Livermore was the weapons lab, right? But Berkeley Livermore.
The first one was Berkeley Livermore.
Yeah, that one doesn't do weapons research, or at least didn't back in the day.
Then you got the what do you call it? What's the thing on Sandhill Road by Stanford? The real long.
Oh yeah. The accelerator.
Yeah, the linear accelerator.
Linear accelerator. Yeah.
I remember I lived down there. We lived in them when they were building that one. They used to be fields we used to play in, and they closed it off. That Stanford bought the property or owned the property.
I don't remember the name. There's a super wealthy community up there where all the tech bros live.
Atherton?
No. South.
Los Altos?
Good morning.
Sandhill
I used to
Road?
score at yard sales, man. Score.
All the VC, all the venture, the original VCs, the venture capitalists.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's great. I played it. What a great record. I mean, it really is a fun record.
Great. I'm glad you like it.
To me, it's history. I just thank you so much.
I've never heard of this band. So what years were they around?
Probably 70s, early 70s, I would think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this was before or after she played with Frank. I think it might have been before. Because this is
It looks like it was probably before. It's on Bell Records. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a date. I should look this up. I'm not sure. She started playing with Zappa in the like 67 or something, 68. I don't know the exact dates.
Oh,
but,
was it that early? Was it? Okay.
yeah, she was going to school. What is it? Which one? Juilliard or something? She went to go see his shows, and so maybe this was after Frank. Maybe this was all after Frank.
Was her husband in the band too, or?
Well, yeah, she was Romanoff was her name, and then she married. So this one, she's Underwood though. She married Ian Underwood, who was
Right.
So she was roaming off from
she roamed off.
Zappa. She was leaving, roaming off.
We got you.
Roaming.
Yeah. Okay.
You can play that out.
Highly recommend that anyone, even if you don't like Zappa, look up Ruth Underwood talking about the music Zappa would give her to play on the, whatever. She was a percussionist, so and she's got some. It's fantastic. It really is something.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for this.
I'm glad you like it. It got there quick.
Yeah, it's
Well, you know what? I think the post
gonna
office
see
has a new policy of not tainting other mail with shitty records.
there you go. Paint.
Paint.
Then how are you going to ship your auction records off?
Yeah.
Carrier pigeon.
I had a very
Ricks, you've seen the interviews with Ruth? Yeah.
I had a very sad day yesterday. Very good friend of mine who's been fighting cancer for 15 years is home on hospice, and his wife said he would like you to come up and so it was
years.
He went up and said goodbye.
Yeah, he's completely yellow. His kidney has failed. Everything is failing now. It was a very sad day to see him like that.
How old is he?
He's in his early 60s.
Wow.
He was able to talk. He knew you were there, Harry, and you could talk.
Pardon?
He knew you were there and could talk.
Oh yeah. He's fully. We took Thai food up. We all sat and ate. He's a very big mountain biker, kayaker. He's very active in the outdoor world, and some of his other friends were there, and it was basically like his wife said he'd rather everybody come and see him now than come for later for a memorial service.
Ceremony.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great guy. Great. Well, I knew his wife first, and she used to work for me at my record store.
Wow.
Well,
they're the people that taught me how to play guitar.
Wow.
Shut up.
Really?
Well, this cancer shit is just.
I know.
There's so much.
I know you know, Bob. So I'm sorry.
Hey. No, it's just that's why we're down here. We saw a doctor here yesterday, and it's I don't know, fucking no fun. I'll say that.
Exits are never elegant. It's fucked up.
But the guy lived. I mean, he was such a fighter, man. He's such a fighter, and it didn't let it stop him. He still went out and did everything he wanted to do as long as he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough guy, real tough guy. But I don't want to. Let's move on. I just had to get that out.
So, do you have a publicist, Harry?
Yeah. Next time, Harry, when you want to communicate information, have your publicist contact me.
Okay.
I guess you missed the first hour here. That's
I did. So enlighten me.
No, you
go. The New York Times.
I see. I've got a text thread that's like this long.
We discussed the article about
Roy Ayers must have a publicist. There's an obit in the New York Times.
Well, he hired one of the best death publicists you could get.
There's a little bit of a raw wound for a couple of our panelists today.
I didn't know he died because I didn't get your text, Mazzy.
Yeah, I didn't do
it. I have a few. I'm not so much into Roy Ayers through his kind of soul disco-y period, but his early period where he used to play with like Jack Wilson on Vibes and stuff. I have a bunch of that stuff.
Remember, that was the infamous record that Kamala Harris bought in that record video.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, it's been reissued, but OGs of Ubiquity, whatever that's his band.
That explains why
That
she
goes
lost.
for a lot of money.
Right. When I was in LA, they had a original copy there on their back wall at Amoeba of that album.
Yeah, for like $100,
Something like that. Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of copies, and that's gone up in price. That
Mhm.
record.
Mhm.
Kamala's fault.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kamala's looking really pretty right now in terms of what we would have been now.
All right, Mazzy, you did
Well,
it. You did it.
It's the tariffs on the OJCs they're trying.
You made
to
it happen.
enforce.
You willed it to happen, and you did it. And credit to you, without any help from your publicist.
I'm my own publicist.
Yeah. You are the publicist.
Well, actually, the person you hate the most in this world used to do shit like that.
I don't
Mazzy.
hate people.
Yes, you do. If I mentioned this person's name, you would raise your hand.
Who's the bombardier? I'm the bombardier. Who's the bombardier?
Bomb,
Remember
bomb,
that?
bomb, 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 bomb.
No, remember what's that from?
I don't know.
It's
That's
22. Yassarian.
You know, your publicist,
right.
your publicist would have told you only use references people know.
Catch 22 was a imperfect, great movie. If that makes sense.
Classic
I
movie.
read the
Yeah,
book. I don't remember seeing the movie.
Oh,
though.
not everybody. I mean, you got Buck Henry, you got Orson
They're
Welles,
both
you got
good.
Art Garfunkel, you got
Right,
I mean,
right.
you got
Alan Arkin.
Alan Arkin, obviously
I
Alan
love
Arkin.
Alan
Yeah,
Arkin.
it's such an interesting movie. It ultimately has a lot of issues, but it's one of those movies that's so dark. I remember seeing it in the theater when it came out, and when the guy's on the raft waving and the guy's trying to buzz him, one of their friends, and he cuts his body in half and his body
Right.
falls off the, oh my God.
Right.
I was 16 or 17 when that came out.
I mean, I understand that people appreciate that movie, but it's not held in that high.
No, it's not. It's not a great movie, but it's a great anti-war kind of dark black comedy, and it ultimately failed.
Was it the screen debut of Art Garfunkel?
Might have
Yes,
been.
and then he did
Was
Carnal
that the
Knowledge.
movie that he was
Yeah.
making from the song?
Could be. Well, that and then Carnal Knowledge. It might have been Carnal
was-
Knowledge. Is that
Oh,
right?
If anyone want to watch the worst Art Garfunkel movie,
Let me guess. It's the Italian filmmaker, the French filmmaker. No,
no.
Bad Timing.
So there was a period of time, if you're from DC, you know what go-go music is.
Yeah.
It's the music from DC. And at one point, it was like rap was New York and go-go music was DC. There was a small period of time in the late 80s when go-go music had the potential of breaking through. There was the one song from the Spike Lee movie School Days. So someone made a go-go music. There you go. Gay Joel knows this movie. Good to Go was a movie that featured go-go music, horribly conceived to be built around a kind of murder. Like it was a murder thriller set in the world of go-go.
Wow.
Art Garfunkel played a Washington Post reporter who uncovered everything that went down.
I never
And
saw
boy,
that.
is that movie horrible.
I never saw it.
The other movie I think of when you say Catch 22 for me is Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse Five.
Right.
Now,
I
Slaughterhouse
never
5 is a
understood
great
that movie.
movie.
That's a
I
good
never,
movie. too.
I never got it. It was
Oh,
weird.
God, it's a great
I
movie.
liked it.
And
I
who's
mean,
the gal that was in it? I had such a crush
Valerie
on.
Perrine.
Oh God, I had such a crush on her.
I don't know.
Well, that's because she's probably the first movie you saw a naked woman.
No,
Could be.
she was hot in Superman, man.
Yeah.
As a little
Well,
kid,
She wasn't
I
naked as
discovered
Superman.
women are gorgeous from Valerie Perrine.
I loved Slaughterhouse 5, that movie especially.
Both of
What
those you
year
kind
was
of had
that?
to.
Do you think?
That was around 73 or 4? 2?
Something
No,
like
it had to be before that.
71,
No,
2 then.
no,
Well,
I don't think
I have
would
to
have been
Google.
much. Would have been much. Both of those,
Slaughterhouse
you know,
5.
you got to read the book really to watch the movie and understand it. I think.
I don't think so. I hadn't read the book until after I
Yeah.
saw the movie. And
Well, I think it helps, but
1972, George Roy Hill directed it.
Okay.
So I was going to say that scene where where the guy in Catch 22 gets, dissected by the propeller.
Yeah.
That's physically impossible. The physics of that just don't, the force of the engine coming through he would have fallen off. So it's like a cinematic license or artistic license.
I'm sure
right?
you would have been
Well,
great
thanks for ruining it,
after
the
to go
image
see
for me.
Blade Runner to talk about Blade Runner.
I love Blade Runner.
I did too.
Yeah. I just saying.
Hey, Joel,
Artistic
go-go
license.
music is not disco funk, by the way.
There must be two types of go-go music, because there was go-go music or go-go dancing, right, in the 60s.
That's not go-go music.
Go-go
Go-go music is DC's version of like urban funk. Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers, he's like the godfather of go-go music. Like Harry mentioned the movie he has a song Busting Loose, but the famous song he did is I Need the Money, y'all. And it has the same drum beats all through it. If you have Vinyl Me Please, Rare Essence is a big go-go band. They reissued one of their albums on Vinyl Me Please.
So we're thinking of LA, Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard.
And so Dave Grohl did that excellent series for HBO. He went to 8 cities to record. They did an album, the Foo Fighters. When he's from DC, and if you watch that one episode, he hangs out with I forget which band, might be Trouble Funk, but and talks with them. So
it's not go-go music like White Go-Go Boots.
No,
that's like the Whiskey a Go-Go, 61, 62, all those go-go dancers. It's a different thing. Yeah.
Rare Essence, Trouble Funk, Reds and the Boys.
Okay.
The most famous song was from Spike Lee's School Days, Doing the Butt. That was a top 40 song, I think.
Okay. I remember that song, yeah. So I've got some Trouble Funk. I'll dig that out. I didn't know they were
Trouble Funk?
I have one record.
I was at Record Safari and they had a Chuck Brown record. I didn't buy it.
Why don't you go do a go-go show and get like 12 records signed by someone?
Yeah.
I
think
I kind of like that idea.
Back in the day, they used to do concerts in DC. It was like rap versus go-go, and on the bill were rap acts from New York and go-go bands, and it was all a big show. They used to do those all the time.
Okay. Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, basically, go-go was only really huge in DC.
I love their song, We Got the Beat.
Yes.
That was DJ Vinyl Vertigo got me on that one. Or no, I'm sorry, Matt's Records.
God. Yeah, it was EU. Thank you, Scotty. Experience Unlimited. That's their full name.
See, Pieces of Vinyl. That's why you come here, for the knowledge.
Yeah.
You look at the combined age of this panel.
I thought it was the camaraderie.
Considering this is Rob hosts these 2 days a week, it's a lot less drama around here than Rachel's.
Well,
stream.
apparently today, the fight between me and Rocco started, and we'll see where it goes.
I think the drama today is that fight. The drama of how many records you should get autographed.
Hey,
well, there's also the publicist thing.
The publicist drama.
Yeah. Tapeheads is rolling off go-go bands like I remember Junkyard Band. I went to Largo High School. I was not
Lardo?
My color was not the majority at that school.
Like Key Largo? You mean like Key Largo?
No, Largo, Maryland. Lago.
Oh, Lago.
Largo, Maryland. I went to that high school. I was a minority there. So I learned everything about go-go. All the people I grew up with. Listen to go-go music.
You're just like a regular Beck who grew up in East LA.
Well, no, I'm not a popular music artist. I'm a minor YouTube celebrity.
No, you're over 21 now, or 18, whatever it is.
I thought you had a publicist now, Rob.
I'm working on it, but after the show, I think they might drop me as a client.
I was going to say, I got time on my schedule. I could sign up. Happy to help.
My publicist is Vinny Boombots.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I can get Booker T to sign one of these records to you. You know,
DJ.
Hey,
You're gonna go
I'll
see
give you.
Booker
Hey,
T?
Dr. Robert, I'll give you $1 if he says, "Who should I sign this to?"
and I
And
go
say Trixie.
Trixie. Yeah. Okay.
Here's
Well-
some news. Here's some news that I just got.
Not sure where that came from.
The Enfield record riot returns for a second year, March 15th.
Where's that at?
Enfield, the reminder. It might be in England.
Is that like a big record show?
These are all PR shit I get. Physical media is spinning back and people are listening. The
Hold on.
preface.
Here's one Mazzy will appreciate.
Hold on. Tape heads, are you from DC? Waxy Maxie's was a big record store chain in DC. You either went there, Penguin Feather, or Camp Mill Records. I think Zeb Feldman, Mazzy, worked for one of the local chains. I don't know which
I think
one.
so too. What? Oh, I like Odetta. I have that.
I love Odetta.
Look
Yeah.
at this one
Hey.
though.
Sings Dylan.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was going to say
it's
it's Sing
signed.
Dylan. Yeah. Oh, there you
Well,
go.
that having a one-off record, I think it's great having a signed copy.
Hey,
I like.
Hey, Harry. So
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
watching all the episodes of Have Gun Will Travel.
Yeah,
I watched an episode where she was in an episode.
no kidding.
And actually, you know who else was on an episode? The guitar player. He just passed away, the famous kind of 50s, 60s guitar
Dwayne
player.
Eddy?
Dwayne Eddy was in an episode. I don't know how much acting he did, but he was really good. Him and Odetta were in an episode.
I finally saw the on Hulu the Sly Stone documentary. Watch it if you get Hulu. It's really good. Yeah.
Okay.
God, I wish I could show you the photo that goes along with this Enfield record riot. Can I?
What do
It's
you
on
want to
my other-
show? What do you
So
want
these
to
are the guys shopping at the Enfield record riot.
show? Okay. Is Rob Walker in it?
I'm just saying.
Hey, wait, can you go back to that picture? That looks like every fucking record show I've ever been to.
Right.
Man,
Right.
those same three guys show up at every goddamn record
Yes.
show.
Well, isn't that true for every record show? though?
Actually,
The same
can you
people.
zoom in? If they have powdered donut residue on their face, it is the same guys.
Only
might
their
be-
only their mothers can tell them apart.
I don't know where Enfield is. It might be Massachusetts. I don't know.
Yes. Hey,
It doesn't say what state.
hey, in that promo email you get, does it say VO present in the air?
No, it doesn't talk about how wonderful that can be.
You know,
So-
I will.
I was, if you're done. So when I went up there to visit yesterday, the wife says to me, "My neighbor's having a garage sale Saturday," and she said, "You can come over and look at the records if you want." And she was gone, but she has the code to the garage, so she opens the garage. I go in. All these records are in there. It's $1 a piece. So I picked these up, and they're all in nice shape. I mean,
Hold
they're a
on, I'll
buck.
make you big. I'll make you big.
BTO.
Okay,
Oh yeah, there you go.
there you go.
Looks like they're in nice shape.
They're in nice shape, and a lot of these I wouldn't pay any more than
Hey,
$1
dude.
for
Right.
Do the
But I'm gonna
records
try to
handle
sell 'em.
autographs well?
at the show.
Oh, Billy Joel, you can get those autographed.
Yeah.
No, Billy Joel's a dick. I did get an autograph from him, but he's a total asshole. Now here's probably the record of the day.
That's
How to
fun.
get the right
Oh,
How to
job.
hold
get
on.
the right job.
Is that Pete
I had-
Buttigieg on the cover?
I couldn't pass on this one. Your road to employment with the federal government.
There you go. That's now obsolete, obviously.
Right.
And you wouldn't believe the records I left. I felt guilty for taking all these at $1 a piece, but I left a bunch of them. And I said, if they're still there later and she wants to get rid of them, let me know.
It was all rock records. No.
So are
Yeah.
you gonna sell most of these, Harry?
How many records were there total?
A couple hundred. I took about 45 or so. This one's kind of cool. This is a real early Columbia. It's in beautiful
Oh,
shape.
Joe Stafford, nice.
I might send this to the old Goats vinyl because he loves Christmas records.
That's neat.
What's that record?
Grand Funk Railroad.
Okay.
And here's a Melanie record I've never seen before.
Melody?
No, shush, Mazzy.
Melanie live. I guess it's
Melody.
live. I've never seen it though.
Oh, not Melody.
I was looking to see if it had all caps in the cover.
No. So there was others
Hold
that I already pulled.
Can you hold that record back up? I believe back in the early days of University of Vinyl's channel, if Tim's watching, correct me. He says that's a record you should buy. It's a great sounding record.
It is a great sounding record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I
It's
have
an easy
that one.
record to get. It's a great sounding
It's not a
record.
hard record to find, but he says
No.
Yeah.
it's a great
I
sounding
love the sound of his Stratocaster through a twin reverb. He's got that kind of great Strat sound, Steve Miller, around that time.
record. Did Harry have to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, he had to change his Depends.
Mm.
So Harry is the only person I know who goes to hang out with a guy who's passing and
Ends up
leaves
with a
with a stack of records.
And then I picked these up yesterday at Half Price Books.
No, I don't know that one.
This
Yeah,
is
they
a
do.
guy. He's a Seattle folk singer. He's a legend in Seattle. Jim.
Yeah, I
Page.
love him in Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like this because it's got the hype sticker.
Yeah, you know who did that cover?
Yes.
Hartman.
Phil
Hartman.
Hartman.
Yep.
I have that.
Oh, wait, hold that back up.
I have that in my Beatle collection.
Does anyone know who Tony Anthony is? There is a Beatle connection, Mazzy.
Well, yeah, this is on Apple Records for one thing.
Yeah,
Basically, his name is Tony.
Yeah, okay. So Tony Anthony was one of the Americans actors who couldn't get work here in the States, went over to Italy, started starring in spaghetti westerns. One of the spaghetti westerns he did, which is an excellent spaghetti western, is called Blind Man. Who
With
else
Ringo.
is in
Oh, yeah,
Blind
Ringo
Man?
was in that.
Ringo.
I am aghast that any opportunity Mazzy has to make a Beatle connection, he failed
Private
just
press.
then.
I was letting you talk, telling the story. I didn't want to interrupt you. I know that.
Yeah,
answer to that.
I'm on the edge of my
Anybody
seat.
ever hear this band?
No.
The
No,
Numbers.
no, that looks fun.
And this was
What
this,
label is that
this
on?
used to be this record used to go for hundreds of dollars. $5.99 in the
Right.
shrink.
Yeah,
Right,
I
mint
have that in my
condition,
next
stereo
auction.
copy.
Yeah.
I think that was overvalued. That's one of those records that was overvalued back in the days before Discogs, and somehow the
Well,
the
because
price
it was such a
guide-
great
It's still a
sounding
20
record.
It's still a $20 record now.
yeah, it
It's
should be
$20.
$20. It should be $20, but
Yeah.
still, yeah, but not 100.
Well, it's
Oh,
kind of
wow.
like the Mamas and Papas toilet cover. That shouldn't be a $300 record, but it is.
But I've never seen it in the wild.
I haven't.
Well,
I
yeah.
saw it at a record show once, and that was it.
I have a copy. I had an opportunity. That's one of these that I regret. I saw a copy in a record store in the early '90s for like $25, but it was too much for me at the time, and so I left it and regret that. But it's one I still remember. Right?
So you have a
does it
problem,
have
Dr. Roberts.
HTM?
Sorry.
Let's see.
Hey, by the way, anyone watching, I did a preview video with Poetry on Plastic. Saturday, we're doing a classical auction. So if anyone's into classical music, I have a lot of and hard to find desirable classical. Here's one. I have to clean it. This record right here.
It's a Winchester, not an HTM.
This record right here is a mono, but the stereo version of this is a pricey record. So back then, this is when they recorded this. Does anyone have any of these albums that they recorded on 35 millimeter film?
I think I have one. Yeah, I think I have one.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Does anyone know if that process was any kind of? Hey, Craig, do you know? You're not stop bidding. You're ridiculous. Do you know if this was anything, if this was a real kind of thing.
It
Well,
was
you
like,
know, supposedly it sounds great because it was on film.
yeah.
No,
And it
but
was
it's a larger.
wider.
It's a bigger piece of film.
Well, it's like recording on
record-
2-inch tape or something.
I'm curious if someone actually knows if recording on 35 millimeter film gave you a better sound.
You know who would know would be Michael 45.
You know what?
Michael
I'm
Poetry
very-
would know. Michael
Or
Poetry.
Fremer.
Harry, I'm very upset. I read a New York Times article about the king of vinyl, and there was no mention of 35 millimeter tape. Thank you.
Just like, you know, the beta videotapes had better sound.
This will be in the auction. Usually monos don't go price. That mono goes for a little bit of good money.
Dana,
Yes.
are
Hey,
you going to be going to the record show Saturday?
I don't know.
Just let me
If
know
you're
in the
trying to be
comments.
funny, you're wrong. Several in the auction. Here. Actually, Wicked Exile usually has good comments with regards to stuff. But the speed was faster and more stable. The magnetic coating was more dense as well. So that gave you a better product.
Better
And why was
sound.
it? And was it just dismissed as a gimmick?
Well, most people didn't have a 35 millimeter projector to play the record on.
Hey, Jim, do you have any response to this wacko in the peanut gallery making this comment?
Man.
You're muted.
Today is David Gilmour's birthday. Happy birthday, David.
Hey,
Happy
he's a
birthday.
big watcher of the stream.
I
Happy birthday,
want
David.
I want to join Vinyl Piper, who is a big watcher of the stream. In the stream.
Wonder if Vinyl Piper has any Pink Floyd records.
I've heard,
Yeah,
I've
I
heard,
want to join him in wishing David a very happy birthday today.
I've heard David Gilmour really likes to sign autographs.
By the way, tickets went on sale yesterday. I already bought.
Apparently, he has a PR thing going because
Yes. But you just
IMAX
gotta
Pink
contact
Floyd
his
at
publicist.
Pompeii is only like 2 or 3 nights on IMAX.
Who? Who's playing?
Pink Floyd, the updated version. They found the negative for the first time in the year. It's playing 2 nights, end of April at IMAX Theater. So I'm going.
also
They're only doing it one night.
I think it's 2 or 3 nights, depending. It's like the 24th, 5th, and 6th, or something like that of
Is it
April.
Is it The Wall or is it a different movie?
It's. Did you hear what I
It's
said?
live
It's
in
Pink
Pompeii.
Floyd, live at Pompeii,
Oh,
1972.
I've seen that. No, I've seen
Restored.
that.
But they found the actual cut negative, and they anyway, it's playing IMAX.
Now, what album did they primarily play on that show?
Well,
Is that
the main centerpiece is Echoes from Metal, but this is right after Obscured by Clouds came out, before Dark Side came out. So
I was thinking it was Uma Guma, right? Uma Guma.
no, but they do.
Are they
do
playing
play,
any Dark Side
they do
music?
play some of that. They play stuff that was in their repertoire at the time.
It's a great movie. I mean, I
It's
saw
great
it.
because there's no audience,
ago.
and it's just them. It's well shot.
Chris will like. He
Yeah.
probably
It was
has.
shot on 35 millimeter.
Well, and the music is just fantastic.
They were big enough to have a movie made of the performance.
No, they weren't. I mean, in those days, it was a different thing. It wasn't as expensive as it became. They weren't huge. They haven't. I mean,
Right.
They played a lot. They were big, but they weren't Dark Side of the Moon big yet.
Right.
Stamping Ground.
From
the
Adam
Dutch
and
Woodstock.
Metal.
Have you ever heard of that, Mazzy?
What is it?
Stamping Ground, the Dutch Woodstock.
No,
You weren't there?
no.
This has got Pink Floyd on. These are all bootleg DVDs.
Very
It
cool.
was mostly echoed around metal, but yeah, and they did early stuff. Yeah, carry
several species of small furry animals
Yes.
living,
They didn't do that.
Grooving with a pick.
living in a cave together and grooving with a pick.
Yeah. Well,
We were
It's really good. It's probably my favorite performance films, even though it's not really a concert film.
come on, let's go.
I've seen it. It's You know,
Well, I think it's great.
Yeah. Jim's got to take the dog for a walk.
All right. Any parting thoughts before we end the stream?
Yeah, why?
Why is there air?
Bill Cosby, Warner Brothers Records, 1965.
Yeah,
I
I've
think.
got a signed copy of that. I think.
Of course you do.
There you go.
Dr. Robert has a dozen of them.
You can get Bill. You got to get him on a visitation day. At the jail. But
All right.
That's it. That's the parting thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We'll leave.
Here, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the teeth.
All right. Thank you. That was
Okay,
excellent.
a news story.
Department of Education. Gone.
Okay, I'm going to end up with one political story. A news flash. Trump administration live updates. He reverses himself and suspends tariffs on Mexico for a month. He's like a fucking pendulum.
Hold on. Okay, Mazzy. When everyone tune into Mazzy's live stream about politics.
I mean, this guy has no plan.
All right, we're all with you, Mazzy. Okay, move on.
You're preaching to the choir.
I know.
All right, can everyone try and have a wonderful rest of their day?
Let's work on
Can
it.
everyone join the Jazz Bums tomorrow night, please, where I'll yell about something stupid.
Okay.
Thanks for hosting this, Rob.
I don't have a cesspool. I have a cesspit.
Not anymore.
Rob, you do a good job.
Actually,
the only one I know that has that.
I can attest that it might not be a cesspool, but Jim does take a dip in it once in a while.
Oh no!
In the pit.
Mm.
That's not true.
And if
remember, what was that movie with Ringo and
Blind Man?
No, where they're in the Peter Sellers and Ringo.
Magic Christian.
Magic Christian, the very end, where they got the money in the vat of shit.
Yeah, Thunderclap Newman.
I just want you to, hey, anyone, if there's someone you don't care for a lot, send them over to Jim's house. They might not return home because there's a pit.
In the pit.
In the pit. All right, everyone. Have a lovely day. Take care.
Hasta la vista.
As you were.